ready for Tokyo 2021. Okay, I'm out of breath. Oh, what a view. Hey guys, welcome back to the Girl Gone London channel. If you're new here, my name is Caitlin. I'm an American who's lived in the UK for almost 10 years, and today I'm taking you on a walk with me through the English countryside. So it was actually sunny this morning, but classic England weather. I've brought my sunglasses, so of course now it's pretty cloudy, but there are some really good views around here. We'll walk up a hill, show you what there is to see, and yeah, so come along with me and I'll tell you some things along the way. So this is in the Chiltern Hills, which is in the southeast of England. And I won't say exactly where we are. There's lots of places that look just like this. Okay, so we are coming up to a really old church. I don't actually know when it dates back to, but I'm just gonna say old. And then we're going to climb a pretty steep hill, which I don't know if I'm prepped for. We've been doing some exercise in lockdown, but not a ton in the past couple weeks because we had Easter, so I ate a lot of chocolate. So you could see me struggling for breath as I walk up this hill. But yeah, it's a really beautiful view at the top, so definitely worth it. And otherwise, I hope you've been enjoying the views of the trees and the pathways. As you can see, there are a lot of people who like to come out and go for walks in the countryside, and that's one of the best parts I find about living in England. I couldn't really do this. Well, I say couldn't really. I definitely couldn't do this in Florida. There's nowhere to really walk like this where I was from. And obviously we do have some beautiful natural scenery in the US as well. But in England, I do feel like it's more accessible for more people. So that is definitely one of the positives of living in England. And we're about to pass someone wearing a suit, so I'm gonna shut up. Okay, so the sun has come out for like 5 seconds, so I've taken the chance to put my sunglasses back on, and we just passed a British person and actually had a conversation, which is some kind of unusual, and that was really nice. Ended in a little bit of complaining to Bond. Watch my video on things British people love for more about that. But I wanted to show you these badger trails. So this may just look like a regular kind of trail in the woods, but this is probably a badger trail that's going to lead to what they call, is it a set? Is that their home? And so badgers will make these kind of over generations. So it's not just a temporary trail. We actually had a badger living under our deck last summer, and we think it was because it was injured or sick. They typically tend to say that they, you'll find them under decks and sheds if they've gone off because they kind of need to recover or they don't feel well. But yeah, you just pass things like badger trails and other animal trails in the countryside. And actually in this area is a wildlife hospital called Tiggywinkles. And Tiggywinkles, they say they're the largest wildlife hospital in the world. And we can definitely do a video one day taking you to Tiggywinkles, but Tiggywinkles is the place to go if you were in the UK, well, kind of in this area. I don't know about other areas will have their own wildlife hospitals, but in this area, if you were to find an injured animal in the wild, you would call Tiggywinkles and they have a whole team to help come and collect it. They take them there to rehab them, make them better, and if possible, to release them back into the wild. If not possible, then they live out their lives in the really natural areas of Tiggywinkles. So we're now approaching a more narrow trail, so I'll stop talking lest we all end up in the bushes, but those are some of your wildlife facts for the day. This is a public footpath sign. The English, I'm not gonna say the British again because I've been told off for saying the British when I mean the English, but I definitely know in England They love their public footpaths, and it's a way of marking where you can walk in the wild, because it's not always, you know, we're mostly just kind of in nature, but they will have things that say public footpath. And even down here, if you look over here, it will tell you it's a circular walk kind of footpath for the county that we're currently in, and every county will have things like that. So as you're walking, that helps you know where to go. So up here, it will say private area. It says private access only, and this says public footpath this way. So we know that we're gonna head this way. Okay, so I said we were gonna pass by a church, and we have found it. Again, it's very old. I don't know the actual year, but passing churches like these is just commonplace in England, which is very strange to an American who is definitely not used to things being older than like 50 years when I pass them, if that. You'll also notice that the Union flag at the top is flying at half-mast, and that is because Prince Philip passed away a couple of days ago, so that is in respect to him. So around the country, the Union flag will be flying at half-mast, so I'm glad that we got to capture it, as obviously it's not something that happens very often. Oh, it's real steep, people. This isn't even the hill yet. Okay, so I've heard a trick. If you zigzag like this, then it makes it easier to climb a hill. I'm not sure it's making it any easier. Okay, I can do this. Okay. Oh God. Okay. Okay, rocky steps. Now we've got steps. Thank the Lord. I did it. I did it, you guys. I made it to the top of this hill. Look at this view. Okay, so I'm trying out the zigzag method, which is gonna hopefully help me not break an ankle as I scale down this, what I would call a mountain, even though it's not a mountain. But if you've ever been to Florida, you'll know that Florida is completely flat. And so to me, this is basically the same as scaling the side of a mountain. I'm also really tempted to roll down, but there's people here, and I feel like I shouldn't, but we should come back and I should roll down this hill. I would say zigzag method is working. Also, if you are wondering why I didn't use the path. Okay, so come with me to the end of this lane and I'll show you what a swing gate looks like, which is a very, maybe it's not a British thing, but we don't have them in Florida. So if you're elsewhere in the US and you have them, let me know. But this is a really popular kind of countryside gate. Sometimes they'll have something for you to actually step on and walk over a fence, but this one is just a swing gate. I feel like I've talked about swing gates a lot, but there's not much to do in England right now, as I've said, so this is basically the best we've got. We also have a pub sign, authentic, so pub sign. And swing it open. Ta-da. Okay, so we found the badger home, his little set where he goes into. I hope he pops his snout out. Oh, look at these mopeds going by, enjoying their Sunday. Okay, so we've made it to the end of our kind of cloudy, a little bit sunny English countryside walk. I hope you've enjoyed the views. Again, I'm hoping to do many more videos taking you out and about. It's just a bit hard right now because there's not many places to go out and about, but stick around, make sure you subscribe, and when we can go places, then I'll definitely take you along.